The Winter's Envoy banner, aka the Christmas or Winter banner, is finally here, and oh boy, if you're on the fence about summoning for these units, then you're going to want to watch this video. So we have 4 new special limited time units. They are Christmas or Winter Lissa, Chrom, Male Robin, and Tharja. The craziest part about this banner is that all of these units are army units. Yes, even Tharja is an army unit. Outfits aside, let's discuss their stats and their skills. First up is Lissa, who has some amazing art for her winter version. She is a Green Axe army unit with some pretty impressive stats. 35-34 defense and resistance is ridiculous, and for comparison, Sheena, who is our OG defensive armor queen, sits at 36-33 defense and resistance. Lissa also has a decent 33 attack and 30 speed, which is somewhat high for army units in general. Her weapon, the handbell, has 14 might and grants attack, speed, defense, and resistance +2 during combat if the enemy initiates combat. Keep in mind, all the winter weapons have the same effect, and for armor units this sounds pretty good considering they have low mobility. She comes with Bonfire as her special, and she can definitely use her nice 35 defense to get some good damage off of it. Now here's where things start to get crazy, and that involves her new skill that she brings to the game. Bold Fighter is a B skill, and when Lissa initiates combat, she makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. As if this wasn't powerful already, she also gets special cooldown charge +1 for every attack she makes. Now to be clear, Bold Fighter does not have an HP requirement. That means every time Lissa initiates, she will get these benefits. If you're confused about the special cooldown charge +1 part, then that just means instead of one attack reducing Lissa's special cooldown by 1, it will now reduce it by 2. It works the same as Heavy Blade or Flashing Blade. So let's do some theory crafting real quick. Due to the special cooldown charge +1, a single attack would charge 2 turn specials like Moonbow. With a 3-turn special, as long as the enemy hits back, Lissa will be able to proc a skill like Bonfire on her next attack. To make it crazier, give Lissa a Brave Axe. With a Brave weapon, she attacks twice, and Lissa can use a 2-turn special and activate it on the second swing of her Brave Axe. Not the second attack or the 3rd or 4th swings, but literally in the same way a Quicken the Pulse Reinhardt can proc Moonbow on his first engagement. So that's pretty crazy, but then Lissa gets a guaranteed follow-up, which means a quad with a Brave Axe, and she'll be able to proc Moonbow again. If you want to use Lissa, she is probably the worst user of the new winter weapons since she wants to be the one attacking. Of course, skill inheritance can change that, and you will want to know that Bold Fighter is only inheritable by other army units. I would change out her weapon personally, but the rest of her kit is pretty solid, including Fortified Armor, which isn't too rare, but is nice to have already. Winter Chrom is an absolute beast in the attack department. With 40 base attack, he ties Effie for the highest attack stat in the game. He has a low 19 speed, but that's okay because he also comes with Worry Fighter for his B skill. His defenses are not bad at 35 defense and 29 resistance, and pair well with his above average 51 HP. Winter Chrom's Sacco Gifts is an axe and literally functions the same way as Lissa's handbell. He comes with Pivot, which is usable on army units, and again, Worry Fighter is a good B skill. Chrom's new skill is Brazen Attack/Defense, which activates when he's below 80% HP at the start of combat. When this happens, he gets attack and defense +7 during combat. Oh my goodness, this is a ridiculous skill. So not only does Chrom have Worry Fighter, but once you get him low enough, he just gets +7 to his attack and defense stats. Keep in mind this is an in-combat effect, so it can stack with regular buffs too, and unlike Lissa's Bold Fighter, Brazen Attack/Defense is inheritable by any unit, which means even if you don't want Winter Chrom, you get some very valuable skill inheritance material. Pulling green will get you some pretty good stuff for this banner. Now let's talk about Male Robin, who we have actually known about since the start of the game. Robin and Tharja's Christmas outfits were in the game since launch, and presumably it's just because the game came out later than expected. Now that we have him for real, he is a Blue Lance armor who comes with decent spread of stats. 35 attack, 34 speed, and 35 defense are all respectable, and he actually has a very similar stat line to Amelia. His Tannin Boom Lance comes with the same effect as the other winter weapons, and he does come with Reciprocal Aid and Armor March. Robin's new skill is Brazen Attack/Speed, and works the same as Chrom's, but trades the defense for speed. For Robin's Brazen Attack/Speed, it will put him at a base 42 attack and 41 speed, which is pretty darn fast for an army unit. Now Brazen Attack/Speed is a monster of a skill for Desperation users. You can't ask for much more than +7 attack and speed, and the unit can still get additional buffs on top of that. Remember that these effects occur anytime the unit is below 80% at the start of a fight, so even when getting attacked, that plus 7 speed may help prevent a double attack. Chrom and Robin's Brazen skills would also work well for advantage users who will want to use that plus 7 attack boost to help them try and kill their enemy before they get counterattacked back. Robin is essentially the blue version of Amelia, so if you like her, then Robin will be a great unit to look for. Last, we have Tharja, whose outfit will probably get this video demonetized. Somehow she is considered an armor unit, and she is a ranged red tome mage. Tharja boasts some impressive defensive stats with 34 defense and a massive 36 resistance, tied for highest in the game. Her 18 speed is very low, but it feeds into her B skill. Before we discuss that, Tharja uses the Candelabra, and I think she is the best user of the winter weapon effect. She also comes with Iceberg to take advantage of her good res stat, and she is our second unit to have close counter in the game. If you don't care about getting Tharja, at least you can have close counter fodder. She also comes with the Red Tome Valor skill, which grants double SP for Red Tome users as long as she is in the battle. A nice tool for farming SP, but useless for actual combat. Winter Tharja's new skill is Vengeful Fighter, and is the opposite to Lissa's Bold Fighter. If Tharja's HP is above 50% and the enemy initiates combat, then Tharja gets a guaranteed follow-up attack. Sound familiar? This is basically Quick Riposte, but with a 50% HP threshold. However, it also grants special cooldown charge +1 per attack, again the same as Bold Fighter. Strictly speaking, I'm pretty sure this skill outclasses Quick Riposte in every way. I remind you that it is only inheritable by other armor units, but still, if you use Quick Riposte on your armor units, then Vengeful Fighter is an upgrade in every way. Winter Tharja is meant to be an enemy phase monster. Her low speed is important because she wants the enemy to double attack her. She wants to use her high base defense and resistance to survive against threats, and her close counter means she can fight melee units as well. With the way Vengeful Fighter works, if the enemy doubles, Tharja can proc Glacies on her second attack. And with 36 res, not many things should be left standing. If you use Tharja, then you want to support her with Fortify Armor and as many Ward Armors as you can to turn her into an invincible tank. So in summary, the Brazen A skills on Chrom and Robin are inheritable by anyone. Bold Fighter and Vengeful Fighter are incredibly powerful, but are limited to armor units only. It turns out that you can also upgrade the winter weapons in the weapon refinery. They get no extra effects, but the extra stats are really nice. Lissa, Chrom, and Robin have higher base stats totals than our last highest BST unit, Amelia. Chrom and Robin are at 174, and Lissa is our new stat queen at 175. The power creep ain't stopping anytime soon. Overall, if you don't care for any of these units, it is still a good banner for skill inheritance. Lissa has Bold Fighter for armors, and Chrom and Robin's Brazen skills can potentially create some new builds for anyone. Tharja comes with the super rare close counter A skill, and her Vengeful Fighter is also powerful and will be a pain to deal with. I forgot to mention it, but thinking about it now, the winter weapons are also pretty good for anybody who wants to tank on the enemy phase. Now there are some reminders I want to give you guys because the end of this month is going to be super busy. There is supposed to be another legendary summoning event according to the message board post when Fjorm was still summonable. This means probably a new batch of powerful heroes will be available again, and the 8% 5-star chance will be back. But that's not all. I can guarantee you that there should be a New Year's banner, and will probably have special limited time units as well. New Year's and Golden Week in the summer are prime times for Japanese gacha games, so developers will be doing everything they can to get you to spend money. If you're a free-to-play user, then you have to decide carefully how you want to spend your orbs. According to the data mine, there is also a Tempest Trials scheduled soon, so that is another income of orbs if you need them. That's it for this video on the Christmas banner. I hope you guys get the units you want. Well, for me, while I was making this video, I was able to pull Lissa on my first green orb, and she is who I mainly wanted, so I'm pretty satisfied. After using her for a little bit, I am already excited to see what kind of builds I can come up with using Bold Fighter. I may pull for red or more green since I also want Tharja, and if possible extra close counter to fodder off. Tell me who you guys are summoning for, or if you got the unit you wanted already. Also, let me know if you have any crazy builds that utilize the new skills we now have. I'm interested to see what people do with them. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Let's